I'm Dustin Johnson. I'm from the Tsimshian Nation. I'm from the Blackfish Clan, the Kiswatwara, and originally from Kitkatla. It's one of the oldest villages on the northwest coast. And on father's side from Port Simpson, Lackwellams. And our territory is unceded territory. It's roughly 1/3 of the BC coastline. And I'm born and raised there, so my mother, her first language was our language. So we still live pretty much a semi-traditional life. You know, we still eat our own foods, we still live in our territories. We still have hunting rights and all that to our territories, our fishing grounds. I worked in the downtown east side in at Redwire, it's a Native Youth magazine, for a few years, and did a lot of community work, different resistance movements, anti-Olympic movement, anti-tar sands movement, and trying to build communities of Indigenous youth to resist police brutality. And not basic, but the larger struggle of decolonization, like bringing Native youth to get reconnected with their identity. It's one of the most underrated aspects of struggle, I believe, is getting people in touch with their identity, speaking our languages, getting in touch with our roots, our genealogies. I've done that for like 10 years. It's just something like I took a big interest in. And still, even today, like with this gathering, I still see that as something that comes up that's not really talked about, but people kind of talk about on the periphery. But it's a huge thing because it kind of centralizes where you're coming from in terms of struggle. So I think that's really important. Well, growing up, my dad's side and my mom's side of the family were fishing people. So growing up, all my experiences were from fishing. So that's really important to us. And in the past like 5-10 years, maybe longer, there's all these warnings that our food is becoming contaminated by mercury and different things, like especially in the past 2 years with tanker spills and ferries sinking, like in the Queen of the North. And there's a few other barges that sank, and all this diesel was polluting our clam beds, our shellfish. So these things are always important to us, and it's not just like tanker traffic from the northwest coast all the way down to California, but just any barges or BC ferries. All these things impact our food and our fishing grounds. And we see the further south we go, the more contaminated and destroyed all the fishing sources are, the food sources. We call it our food box. And so it's slowly moving further north as the north becomes more industrialized. So we are deeply concerned about that. And people are, everyday families make our daily living off of that. That's a way of life. Our diet is mostly fish and seafood. Even when I lived in Vancouver, like most university students that come from the north, we still live off of our fish and stuff that we bring down with us. So we're still living off of that diet. I think I draw strengths from just being in contact and close connection with my family, and I draw spiritual strength, mental and emotional strength from that. I try to keep like a well-balanced outlook on where we get involved with the struggle, and maintaining healthy alliances, but staying connected and staying grounded to our identities is definitely a key. Whenever there's another hotspot, another direct action or blockade, something that gathers like major attention, like Six Nations or Oka or something, to get everyone to go there and have observers to witness that. So communities like Barrier Lake are not in the dark. There's no media blackout. Even where I'm from, there's kind of a media blackout, and like the media is controlled by Conrad Black. It's a subsidiary of Conrad Black. So those kinds of things are just getting people to be connected and stay in touch, but actually show solidarity and support on the front line instead of more conferences. It takes so much organizing. They're really good to network, but if we can do that, it's take it one step further.